coordination. The opposite is true here. It's almost as though he became more coordinated as he continued his growth spurt.
So, Kevin, I met up with Pat Verbeek yesterday, and I asked him, what is your philosophy for this number 3 pick? And he told me the philosophy is always the same. We are looking for players with a high competitive drive, total gamers, but we're also looking for good skaters. And this kid, from everything I hear, is an explosive skater. And they're trying to build this thing with identity. He told me last year was hard. We brought in a new coach with a completely new style. There was a culture shock for a lot of players, but as they got comfortable, I know who we are. And he told me they're ready to take that next big step this year. He's also trying to be active in the free agency market and through trades.
Does seem to have some pull-away speed, doesn't he, on some of those breakaways. There's Mom again. What a great reaction. Oh, my God. I was just taken. So, obviously, he didn't see it coming.
Yeah, he didn't.
You wonder when Pat Verbeek, I can't wait to get that information, too. When do you decide on this
don't worry.
guy?
He's so loquacious. He'll tell you everything.
I mean, was it last night they decided to take it Seneca? But, boy, what a great moment. Now that brings us to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
CBJ.
There's more people on the board than they probably thought now.
Oh, for sure. Maybe changed the whole calculus.
Maybe John Davidson, Don Waddell there, the new man in charge in Columbus, already had their guy anyway. We'll see.
There were 2 massive offers to the Columbus Blue Jackets for this number 4 pick. The Philadelphia Flyers tried to get it yesterday. That fell through. I think they might have been trying to go for Demidov. We know they brought over some Russians in Michkov and Fedotov. But also, Don Waddell's old team, the Carolina Hurricanes, I told they were trying to move into the spot, and Martin Necas was a part of that package. I don't think that deal went through.
I wouldn't give the 4 for Necas personally, and it looks like they haven't. But again, coming from Carolina, when they were built on defense, they have 6 really good defensemen. I know Columbus has a pretty good stock there, but you could always add a Salayev here, a big tree of a defenseman. Or do you, Demidov, as Megan mentioned, he's another electric winger.
Zane Perrick.
As Gaudreau ages, you got a defenseman there, right? Right. I mean,
Cayden Lindstrom up front as a power forward we talked about in the pre-show on the point.
As a center position.
At the center position. So a lot of options here, but Megan, I like your point. The draft's been thrown in a blender, and it's been turned up on high. So now any and everything is possible at this point.
Who would you take right now, Megan?
I would take Demidov if I was them. I think you have to go best available at this point in the draft. Up until 12, you're still going to get a blue chip defenseman too, so they could go defense as well. But then it gets blown up after that into about 20. So they have a really good draft order to get one of these high-quality players. And I do think this pick shocked them, that they have to take a little more time with Seneca.
All right, Leah Hextall. I can't wait for this interview. Take it away, Leah.
Beckett, 3rd overall selection by the Anaheim Ducks. We saw your reaction. Shock and awe all the way?
Yeah, I think for sure. I definitely didn't think that I would... I mean, I had a couple meetings yesterday and today, and Anaheim wasn't one of them, so I didn't think this was a possibility, but obviously super happy to do it.
Do I dare ask what you said to your parents?
I think we heard off the generals, and I mean, I kind of just looked at them, and they looked at me, and my mom kind of goes, oh my God, and I think that was kind of the gist of that.
Well, the orange looks so good on you. Congratulations as a 3rd overall selection, Beckett. John?
What a great kid. What a great moment at this 2024. That's the moment of the draft. Not quite the kiss that we had in Montreal.
No, that was nighttime in Quebec.
That was nighttime in Quebec.
And then Boosh is watching. That was nighttime in Quebec.
After dark.
But it's early here, though, in Vegas.
It's early.
It's early.
It's early. Too early, maybe. So the Columbus Blue Jackets now on the clock. I'm sure like everybody else, they were shocked at that pick. So now what does Don Waddell do? The first pick of his tenure in Columbus coming over from the Carolina organization. Will they go Lindstrom, the big, talented center, to play behind Fantilli, or will they go defense?
On behalf of the Columbus Blue Jackets, we want to welcome our great fans, 5th line back in Pins Mechanical, enjoying the draft tonight with our 1st overall pick, the only Columbus Blue Jacket player that's had his number retired, 1st round pick in the 2002 entry-level draft, Mr. Rick Nash.
With the 4th overall selection, the Columbus Blue Jackets are proud to select from the Medicine Hat Tigers, Cayden Lindstrom.
Yes.
OH.
Did we say it? He's all Ohio. He's all Ohio.
6'3" center. Can absolutely fly. Mean streak. Highly skilled. He can score. Missed the second half of the season due to separate hand and back injuries, Megan. What do you like about him? What can he bring to the NHL?
Well, maybe that made some of them hesitate a bit, but in the offensive zone, he gets to the slot. He gets those dirty areas that you like to see players be in the NHL to contribute. I like him as like an Anze Kopitar comparison. Analytically, he does a lot. So that goal-scoring ability, quality shot release, allows him really to score from anywhere, which is really important in the NHL too when you're doing shot volume and playing with that puck possession style. On zone exits, entries, he really does look to carry the puck, has a lot of speed, and really a high controlled entry rate if I'm looking very nitpicky analytically what they might have seen in him.
Interesting.
There are some concerns about back issues that he has had. However, when he went to the Combine in Buffalo, he got a clean bill of health. A lot of teams were encouraged by that. He did pull-ups, which obviously was a very good sign. And if you think of the Columbus Blue Jackets as an organization, one of their biggest chronic issues was a lack of center depth. And here now you might have Adam Fantilli, Cole Sillinger, and this kid who projects to be a stud. That should excite a lot of people in Ohio.
That's a good 1, 2, 3 right down the middle.
In Medicine Hat up in Alberta in WHL, he's their highest points per game player in organizational history.
Wow.
Okay?
1.44.
And this guy can impact the game in so many different ways. When you think about a guy like Sam Bennett and what he just did in the postseason.
Love Sam Bennett.
Sam Bennett. I better be quiet because the Calgary Boots right beside me. They had Sam Bennett, but I'm going to tell you.
You're getting some stank eye.
Right. But Cayden Lindstrom is a big, powerful man that can play the game any way you want it. I liken him to being a tight end on skates, and for a lot of you Ohioans, you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
I think this is a nice fit in Columbus. Absolutely.
Yeah, not that like natural playmaker maybe, right, but just a big power forward who can hit.
That can score.
Like Megan mentioned, get to the dirty area. This is since the 2022 NHL Draft. Canadian-born top 5 picks. Bedard, Fantilli. Hopefully Shane Wright can find his footing this year for Seattle. He's coming on.
You know what else? I had a chance to speak to both him and Zeev Bouillon in Florida during the Stanley Cup Final. And what really impressed me about both those kids, Lindstrom and Bouillon, was just how self-assured they were, but still respectful. They were very, very calm, very poised. And I just have to get it over to you, Meg, but I love this pick for the Jackets.
Well, and you want that skill, but that nastiness just gives him that edge, getting those scoring areas, that physical presence, which we saw with the Florida Panthers being just so impactful down their stretch. He is tough, scary, and can score. When you have that, ability to just break the game and really get into those areas where you will get hit, you will see a lot of that physicality. He doesn't shy away from it, he leans into it.
Yeah, he's a Midwest blue-collar type of player.